let you go. But if I have to beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't you proud to beg, sweet darling? Please don't leave me, girl. Ain't you proud to plead, baby, baby? Please don't leave me, girl. Now I heard a crying man is half a man with no sense of pride. But if I have to cry to keep you, I don't mind weeping if it'll keep you by my side. Ain't you proud to beg, sweet darling? Please don't leave me, girl. Ain't you proud to plead, baby, baby?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MadHouseTV.com. And this is the Baby Love Music Hour. And my name is Bobby Baby Walker, and I usually teach music on the air. Today we're going to be doing a mishmash of things. I'm going to be teaching you a few things, and I'm going to be talking with one of the owners of Madhouse TV, Mr. Tom Mealy, and he's sitting right next to me. And how you doing, Tom?
I think that this is the first time I've been on your show.
Yeah,
Isn't
actually it is.
And
sure.
and we didn't set this right. I mean, I see that you're white on the bottom, I'm white on the top, black on the bottom, black on the top. This is actually a cool thing.
Yeah.
All right. So I think kind of it was meant to be.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, when I was asked to be on the show, I'm pleased to be on any one of the shows here at Madhouse Studios. But you're a singer. You're a teacher. I know about this much about music. You know that, right? My forte is not music.
But you know a lot about the television visions, and that's what's
I know
important.
I know what I have to know.
Right.
You know, as you know, this started off as a pastime for me. I never intended to get to where it is today.
Oh.
And with that, we get to meet people like you and Renee and all the other people that do shows here.
So, how did you really get started with this?
You know, I've told this story 1,000 times. It actually got started in my basement with a very good friend of mine, L.J. James, who is no longer with us, not in spirit. I mean, he's definitely in spirit with us. He's around. He's alive. He's not dead, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
L.J. and I started this kind of as a joke, and just to have some good time on a Friday night, drink a couple of beers, get a little wired, and get out there in the internet world, cyberspace, and try to entertain people. You know, he was very, LJ is very non-conservative, and I am very conservative. So it's almost like the Democrats versus the Republicans.
Right.
So it made for a very interesting mix. And the next thing you know, people wanted to be on the show, people wanted to be performing, people wanted to get in front of the camera, and fast forward 5 years, I'm sitting here with you.
Oh, very cool, very cool. So, what kinds of acts have you had on?
You know, we've been fortunate, of course. Tommy Marr, our partner in this, very influential in the music world. Like I said, you know, I truly do not know anything about music. You know, I like the sound of music. I'm learning what different pitches are, and of course you've taught me a tremendous amount on your show, just understanding the scales. And you know, when people used to say, you know, do it in an E or in an F flat or so, I had no idea what they were talking about, but that's actually a level of tone that individual sings in. Am I right?
Right.
See, I'm learning.
Right.
I'm listening to your show and I'm learning. But Tommy has brought most of the talent, musical talent, into the studio. And by him being involved with the musical world, we've had, you know what, just too many people to mention. You know, big time people.
Yeah,
And then what I do is I bring in more of the entertainment type people. I try to bring in people who have performed either in Hollywood or stage and screen. To give you an example, Tommy has had George Thorogood's Destroyers in here, the guys that play with George Thorogood. He has had lunch and had conversations with people like The Who and Vince Martell from the Vanilla Fudge. They've been down here. The list goes on and on. But what I've done is I brought in people like Bonnie Pointer and now recently Donnie Most. And now we're pushing out, and I was just tweeted today by Scott Baio, and hopefully to get him down here. We're not sure. I've had conversations with people like Ron Howard through Twitter, you know, who helped us promote Donnie's show. We've had dog acts. We've had entertainers that have starred in stage and screen in here. So that's the diversity between what the two of us do, and of course Vicky in doing a lot of our marketing, and Janine doing a lot of our financial end of the business. That's her forte.
I see. Yeah, I'm involved with Renee Marie also, and Renee Marie is Language of Love is going to have another telethon here.
That's what I'm hearing.
Right.
That's what I'm hearing. But you know, I mean, your end of it with the music, and if you don't mind me, I know that I'm a guest on your show, but I'm very inquisitive as to music because I'm trying to learn. And lately, people have asked me, do I sing? No, I don't. I would love to learn, but I don't. So, watching your shows and watching how you explain to people the difference, what is the difference in keys? What does that mean?
It's the key is a level of singing, like a key, for instance, the key of C. That kind of frames where the music is gonna be played at, okay, and that also tells you the other instruments where they have to play at. Because, for instance, a trumpet, if you say the key of C, for trumpet, when he blows C, he's actually blowing B flat. So you have to write your
music. So when
music.
he's blowing B flat, what is he blowing?
So he's blowing A flat.
Really?
Right.
So that's different.
So what happens is that you have to write your music a scale higher
for a trumpet.
For a trumpet, right. If you have something that is written in C for concert instruments like piano, flute, instruments that don't transpose, right? And transposing means that like a trumpet is a transposing instrument because when it blows C, it's actually blowing B flat. So if it was a non-transposing instrument, when you blow or play C, it's actually playing C.
On a non-transposing instrument.
Right.
Which would be like a guitar.
Right.
Well, now do trumpets fall into the same category as they don't?
No, they are transposing instruments.
So the only non-transposing instrument would be a sax, or I mean
non-transposing would be piano, guitar, flute.
And transposing would be horns.
Horns.
All right. Horns.
Like horns, like for instance, a B flat trumpet. That means that it plays in B flat when it blows C.
Right.
E flat alto.
Those are non-transposing instruments.
No, those are transposing
instruments. Okay,
right.
So let's take vocals now. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a different vocal cord.
Right.
I have a deep vocal cord. You have a deep vocal
right.
cord. Some people have a high vocal cord. So if I was to learn how to sing, what key would I be singing in?
You could actually have several keys that are comfortable singing in. However, it also depends on the way the song is constructed.
Let's say a
and how
ballad,
high it
something
goes.
that doesn't have highs or lows, where it's just a straight, without any high or lows in it. Am I speaking right? Because again, I don't know.
Like maybe a non-melodic type thing, maybe a harmonic. Harmonics just go up and down
Slightly.
You know, yeah.
So what key would that be in with
3 to
a
4
voice
notes.
like you or I have? What key would that be? A C? Or more of a B?
I don't think we could talk about it in that way because a C can go very high and very low. All right, it's the key is used in order to find a comfort zone in singing.
Comfort zone as to the way that
Right,
particular
like,
individual
like
is.
for instance, if you are going to sing a piece, right? You might be comfortable singing the piece in, say, E flat. Whereas somebody else, a female vocalist, might sing it in an F better than E flat.
But now the music behind you, people, you drive down the road and you see these people, they're singing to the songs on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And when they sing to the song on the radio, it seems like they're harmonizing with that radio. But the reality is they're not, correct?
Right, they're singing the melody.
Right. But they're not really harmonizing because their voice, if they were to actually do that outside of that car environment on a stage, it would sound completely different.
Possibly. They can sing and harmonize in the car if they know how to harmonize. But
the
people,
level that those people are singing, let's assume, and again, this may sound strange to you, but it's not strange coming from me,
Okay.
because I'm not an expert in this field. You are.
Okay.
And I think that these are the questions that people ask in regards to music.
Absolutely.
See, you teach because you know.
Mm-hmm.
I learn because I don't know. So my theory of what I'm asking you, I think, is the theory of what most non-musical individuals think of logically,
Okay.
where you would think different than I. Am I making sense to you?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
making sense.
So,
Sure.
so a person that doesn't have a voice to sing, I mean, there are people out there that couldn't hold a note in a million years.
Right.
Can those people be taught to hold that note?
Yes.
So what you're saying is
I have
every
a
person
gentleman-
out there is a singer.
Every person out there can be a singer.
Can be.
Right.
There's not one person that on this earth that could not sing in a particular format. Because you have people like, let's take, I'm going to just, off the top of my head, if you take the, who's the guys that sang that song, Enchanted Melody? Was it Enchanted Melody? They sang it on the movie on Ghost.
That one?
No, they sang the song on Ghost, and I can't remember Enchanted. I can't remember their names. There were two brothers back in the 50s. Enchanted Melody, is that
Yeah.
right?
The only thing that I can think of is Some Enchanted Evening.
No. I'm trying to get two songs that are completely different, so we could understand the difference between, all right, somebody who's singing a very slow love ballad versus somebody who's singing trash metal. Huge difference.
Okay, yes.
So the guy that's singing the trash metal does not have the vocal cords to sing those love songs, correct?
No,
Or could he?
He may. Trash metal is a choice.
But it's more of a screaming
Right.
harsh.
And you can damage your vocal cords doing that. However, that doesn't mean that he cannot sing in a smooth, romantic type sound.
He may still be able to do that.
Yeah, he may still. Sure.
So what advice would you give as an expert for somebody who wants to learn how to sing?
Okay, first of all, most people that, for instance, have trouble hearing a melody, all right, I would suggest that they take their finger and stick it in their ear. Now, the reason they do this is because that makes the sound that you're making more intense in your head. It makes your
vocals in your head.
it makes your whole, the bone in your head resonate when you sing, and you can hear the sound better.
Of your vocals or of the music?
Of your vocals.
Of your vocals.
Right.
So let's
And
assume
then-
that song is being played in a C or whatever, and you're not at that level. By sticking your finger in your ear,
you could tell that you should be able to tell where the music is in relationship to your voice.
and if your voice can't hit that, that's not the type of music for you. Am I right or wrong?
It means that you need to work on it, okay? Because there have been songs, for instance, that I have tried that I didn't ever think that I had any possibility of doing, and yet by working on it, I was able to do them. Took me a
Very interesting.
couple of years, you know,
Very interesting.
or a couple of months, but I learned them. And so I don't believe that anybody. Well, there are songs that some people cannot do because of their vocal range. Okay.
Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Instead of the level, maybe it was the range. Is the proper word.
Yeah. Like for instance.
And I know that she's getting to us on a commercial, so why don't we talk about that? I'm going to get us out the commercial if you don't mind. I know it's your show. But I'm Tom Mealy. I'm here with Bobby Walker, and I'm learning about music. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Tom Mealy from MadHouseTV, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. And this January 2015, Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at MadHouseTV. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk.
Welcome to the Rehab Center located at 2025 Brentwood Road in Brentwood, New York. At the center we offer chiropractic services, acupuncture, and physical therapy. We take most major medical, no-fault, and workers' comp insurance. If you need these types of services, contact the offices at 631-234-4949. That's 631-234-4949.
Hi, I'm Tatiana, and I'm a person in long-term recovery from heroin addiction. It was really, really hard, waking up in the morning, not knowing what to do, needing my next bag. I was so lost. but I'm here today to tell you that there is a solution. When I was in my active addiction, I didn't realize that there was another way of life. I thought that that was the only way because it felt so good to get high, but it was all an illusion and I didn't realize that. But today, being 4 years clean and sober, my life is absolutely amazing. I'm able to travel, I don't need a drink, I don't need a drug. I'm just happy being with myself. I couldn't understand for many years why was I doing this? It's because I was an addict, but I didn't know it. Today, many kids are becoming addicted to drugs and alcohol, but they don't know exactly what they're getting into until they're out of it. And it's our job, it's my job, to stand for these kids, stand for their recovery, and fight for their addiction. So I'm the president of Onward Forever, and I provide recovery services and support. And we're here to help. We're here to just listen. Anything that we can do to help. If you need me, this is how you get a hold of me. Please call 347-244-1550. 347-244-1550. I developed this company to help you, our families, and our community to fight this crisis on Long Island and in our nation. Thank you.
After all the candles are blown out, after the last toast of the night, Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, built to last. Only Cambridge paving stones have ArmorTech, our unique process that produces a rich, distinctive color. Create your own memories with Cambridge paving stones. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech will always look like new.
Welcome back to MadHouseTV and the Baby Love Music Hour. I have right next to me one of the owners of MadHouseTV, and we're discussing various issues that has to do with music. And I'd like to go back to what we were talking about. We started off talking about keys. Now, keys actually are used particularly for vocals, for range comfort. Okay, like for instance, a soprano would not feel comfortable singing in the key of F. All right. Because her voice range is higher, okay? Whereas a baritone would not be too comfortable singing in the key of, say, A flat.
Yeah, see, the problem that I'm having is that not knowing music.
Right.
I don't know the difference between an A and a B flat.
Okay.
All right, you do.
Right.
So let me ask you this question then, as an unexperienced individual. The other issues that I personally would have if I was to ever go down that road, and I don't think anybody's ever too old to learn how to sing. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Or is that an issue? Should you learn how to sing as a young person? Or let's say somebody like my age, like 35.
It all depends on what you plan on doing with
Let's
it.
just assume.
Like
all right.
you won't be a concert star if you start at 65.
Why not?
Well, because the
Let's
society,
assume, forget society. Let's assume that all of a sudden the people that we know or that we're starting to know that are in the circuit, they said to me, let's use my wife, Vicky. All right?
Okay.
Vicky, I want you to get up and I want you to sing a song. And we're going to practice this song. Now, Vicky gets up on stage. Let's just say somebody gets the shot to get up at Madison Square Garden. I'm actually fortunate enough. I'm going to be having. I'm going to be at somebody's house. I can't say who here on Long Island, who is a very, very international superstar in music. And let's assume that that person and Vicky hit it off, and they said, "Do you sing?" "Yeah, I sing a little bit. I just started singing a little bit. I'm 50 years old, 50 something, whatever that person is." And they say, "All right, I'm doing a concert every Monday night in Madison Square Garden. I want you to get up and sing a song." And they, at 50 or 55, gets up on that stage and sings a song. Why is it so virtually impossible for that person to jump from there to superstardom if the right people do see them and say, "Okay, you know what, I want you"?
Yeah,
it's not impossible.
The right people have to see
So
them.
it's not
Right.
it's not the age or it's not the age of the individual. It's being in the right place at the right time.
Right, right.
Is that true?
Sure, sure.
So if you, as a singer, decided that, you know, somebody gave you the shot to sing at Carnegie Hall or, you know, Radio City Music Hall or something like that, and all of a sudden I'm a producer or a director and I say, "Oh my God, this guy's great. I think I can throw him into the circuit of individuals in the day of, let's say, Sinatra or come a little bit north of Sinatra, and we want you to sing there." They can actually transpose you overnight from that level to a superstar.
There's a good chance that they can.
The guy that was homeless. Do you remember that guy that was homeless? He used to sing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody saw him. Now, I don't know what happened to him because I haven't heard from him.
Right.
But he had such an incredible voice. He was on CNN. He was on Fox. He was on talk shows. He was on Good Morning America. Now, I don't know whether he fizzled out and went back to the streets, but that guy had a chance of becoming a major hit and doing a circuit in the United States, correct?
Absolutely.
So it can happen.
It can happen.
Okay.
This is America.
Here's my next problem.
Uh-huh.
How do people remember lyrics?
That's a good question.
That's why I asked it.
Some
Lyrics
people,
are very difficult.
Yeah, some people remember it by a particular feeling that they get when they're singing or learning the melody. Some people learn it by a particular note that is played in the background when a particular line. There's hundreds of ways that people can, you know. So
What is the easiest way, or there is no easy way?
there is no easy way. You just have to memorize it.
Memorize the words.
Yeah.
So, I was at an event last night. As you know, I don't know if you know the Solori Glory Hour, which is Janet and Vinnie Solori. They do a show here on Monday night. Janet is also an incredible singer. She has a band. We went to a place last night, and we got there late. 4 hours, non-stop, no interruption, no breaks. 4 hours, non-stop, 70-some-odd songs. How does somebody remember 70 songs?
They have to have had most of them in their memory a long time. For instance, there's a song by James Moody, right? Moody's Mood for Love. It came out in the 60s. Now, I learned that in the 60s. So, and it's a very lengthy song. So, fast forward to today, I have been performing that song even though I didn't perform it back then. I just learned it back then. And then I stopped using it or, you know, or singing it for many years, but I still remembered it because my brain
From all the way back then?
Yeah, because my brain was functioning.
Well, you know, I mean, I know that some people have a problem with memory, some people don't.
Right.
As we get older, you know, our body starts to wear down. There's no doubt about it. Our brain starts to slow down too.
Right.
And our memory, I don't think, is as sharp as it used to be. That's why when I asked you, can somebody start singing at the age of 50 or 60 and start to remember lyrics? I guess you can. But it's a little bit more difficult than at the age of 25.
Sure. My belief is that if a person is going to go into music, they should look to do it as early as possible. Only because there's so much to remember, so many songs, so many different ways of approaching a particular area of music, you know? Whereas when you get older, it's harder.
Why? Because of our age?
Yeah, because the brain is not functioning as sharply.
Would you encourage somebody in their 60s to pick up a guitar for the first time?
Truthfully, no.
Yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm.
What instrument, if somebody wants to learn how to play an instrument, let's say they're getting ready to retire at 62, what would you suggest that they learn how to play?
Whatever instrument they like.
What is the easiest one to pick up?
The easiest one to pick up is a single note instrument.
Piano?
No, that's a
multiple.
Yeah, multiple note.
Guitar?
No, that's a multiple note too.
What's a single note instrument?
Maybe a flute,
trumpet?
Recorder, trumpet.
Trumpet?
Yeah.
Now that would be interesting. Saxophone?
Saxophone, clarinet.
Very interesting. Well, I got to tell you, you know, I've or people can play the backing tracks. Now, a lot of people don't understand what a backing track is.
Right.
Backing
tracks is a track of music that has the various instruments in it, minus a particular instrument. Like, for instance, the voice. Okay. So when a person uses a track to sing, or MIDI tracks or karaoke tracks to sing, it's missing that one.
The voice.
Right, the voice.
Let's talk about karaoke. People have karaoke machines.
Right.
Those songs that are in a karaoke machine, are they performed in a certain key?
Yes.
So again, going back to the key issue, if your voice is not in that key, you have to bring your voice to that key.
You either have to bring your voice to that key or you have to change the music.
How do you, but you can't change the music in a karaoke machine.
Yes, you can.
You can change the key that is playing it.
Yes.
Why, to see, I didn't know that.
Karaoke machines basically slow down the music to make it lower, or speed it up to make it higher. And that's how they change the keys.
So each karaoke machine allows you to do that?
Not all of them.
Good one.
Yeah, should be. And we've been, we're on notice. We have to go back to commercial break, so we will be right back.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
What are you looking for? You don't even know that. You on the ball list, so you can't even answer. I'm asking you about it. You gotta be highly skilled. You gotta be highly skilled. You understand that? Are you well versed there? Are you very smart man? Hit me with some funny shit.
My shit's twisted.
Tell me something. Tell me
What
something.
do you have right there?
That's awesome.
Well,
That's a big.
That's nice.
You know damn well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's
Sir, hey, are you interested in
Twisted
not?
talent.
yes, I am. Sure. See, you got twisted.
That's twisted. That's talent.
You see what I'm saying? You understand me? And if you can't whip out answers like that, that man is liable to door to commercial break, punch your fucking mouth loose. You understand me? Time is up, sir. You understand me? You're on. You're the man. All right, give me your name now. I'm sorry.
My name is Willie.
Willie, where you working at?
We are twisted. We are awesome. Love it. Awesome. Love it. Awesome. Love it.
Can you repeat that question?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Madhouse TV, the Baby Love Music Hour. I'm sitting here with Mr. Tom Mealy, one of the owners of the Madhouse TV, and we're discussing music and how the studio got started. And I'd like to ask you again, you know, what more can you tell me about the studio?
When we started this, we never thought that it would be where it is today in a short 5 years. And you know, there's a lot of competitors out there that are trying to do it, and I tell everybody that if you're going to do it, don't taint it with amateurish looking content. If you're going to do this, utilize content that gives credit to the way that this industry should start to explode onto the scenes. And as you know, that today you go into any television store, whether it be PC Richards or Sears or Macy's or whoever sells televisions, and the first thing they say to you is buy a smart TV. The smart TVs are the thing of the future. Smart TVs allows for internet in your home. So as internet broadcasting becomes more popular, the social or the networks start to get very nervous about it, because networks need to sell their advertising, and they sell advertising at a very high rate. We sell advertising at a very low rate, but we are kind of not, we got a long way to go before we catch up with CBS or NBC or any of those people, you know, because you got to remember, streaming, even though I would imagine in the future, 5-6 years from now, we'll be able to do sitcoms in big studios and stream it and edit it. These shows here that we do are live, and people always ask me, why do you do a live show? And my answer to live shows is that you get to experience who the person is, who the host is, truthfully. You know, it's not an edited version where, you know, if I mess up, I mess up. Now let me ask you, when you go to a movie theater and you watch a show, let's say it's a comedy, and at the end of the show they put up all the reels from the bloopers, do you stay and watch?
Oh yeah.
Why?
because I want to see how it came together and what was
you want to see the reality of who that actor is or who that host is.
Right.
And I think that we work on the same premise that if I'm here on your show and I'm drinking a cup of coffee and you make me laugh and I spit it out all over the place, that makes for good television. I don't mean to spit the coffee out on your white pants, but that makes for good coffee because the audience is, oh my God, and they're going to see that person as that person truly is. If that was a tape show, they're going to cut that out, and they're going to have you change your pants, and they're going to do it over again. But to me, live gives you reality. Now, even though, and I'm going to get into the word reality in a minute, but live shows give you the reality of who that host or entertainer is. Right. You know, you're up there, you're a professional, so the odds of you making a mistake are slim. But we've had people up here, I'll give you an example. We had a show the other day where I thought we were a commercial and I was out in the background. I walked in and all of a sudden I sit down on the couch and I start talking to one of the guests. It was live. And the host is looking at me like, oh my God, what are you doing? But that show got so many hits because of that mistake. And that's what I think I like about what we do live. We can edit things, and we've had the opportunity to edit shows before, and we do edit. And but going back to the word reality, there are too many reality shows on television today.
Agreed.
You know, who really gives a crap about the Kardashians? To me, I think it's one of the most ridiculous things that's on TV. But there are people that will watch those lunatics and go in every single week and watch what are they doing next. Do you care? I don't care. Do you care what the Kardashians are doing? Do I really care that Bruce Jenner decided to become a woman? I don't care. I mean, to me, that's his
personal
business.
Choice.
So, you know, I think that, you know, I had a conversation last week with somebody, and I said, whatever happened to the sitcoms of, you know, back in the 70s and even into the early 80s? What happened to, you know, shows like Laverne and Shirley or Happy Days, or I'm not going to go to All in the Family because that was a very racist show with him. But at the end of the day, that was one of the most highly rated shows of its time because Archie Bunker, what was his name? O'Connor, I forget what his first name was. He gave people what they wanted, and it was, some of it was funny. You know, I know that he really didn't mean to rank on a lot of the people, but it was part of the show. But my point is that we could edit if we really wanted to, and we have. You know, we just did Donnie on the show in Port Jefferson at Theater 3, and right now that's in the process of being edited, and we're putting in trailers and such. But I think that getting back to the initial question, you know, what do we do here and how we do it, we enjoy to have the live show. Would you prefer to do an edited show or a live show?
No, I prefer the live show.
Why?
Just because I think it flows better, you know? And
it's spontaneous.
Yeah, it's spontaneous.
I mean, I didn't know what I was going to talk about when I came out here. This wasn't pre-rehearsed.
Yeah.
And I think that people like to see that, you know, especially with somebody like Renee Marie. I mean, she comes out, she does a live show. She's an unbelievable singer.
She is.
And, you know, she comes out and she spreads the word about her stroke issue. And then she sings and she shows people what could become of individuals with certain disabilities.
Right.
And I got to tell you,
it shows that strokes will not necessarily hold you back.
Stop you. Right. They won't stop you.
And
she's a perfect example of that.
Yeah, yeah.
We've had a lot of people come in here that, and I think that that's what I like so much about what we've accomplished over the years is we've had an opportunity not only to become aware of certain things that we were totally unaware of, including music and me. I mean, I've always loved music. I just never understood it. and we get an opportunity to mix and learn about things that we never knew before, at the same time giving those people the opportunity to teach others.
Right.
You know, I always said that when we started this, we would allow people that have a message to get out to literally the world, I guess at this point, that we would give them the opportunity to get that message out at a very low cost, just to offset expenses here at the studio, and we continue to do that today.
Wow. And I, for one, appreciate that.
Well, we love having you. But and we continue. You know, we have a lot of shows. We just did a show with Linda Ventura. Her son Tom was a 20-something, young 20-year-old kid, and died of a heroin overdose. And now there's a show called Long Island in Crisis, and Long Island is in crisis. And you know, I got a phone call from a very good friend of mine the other day. I'm sitting in my office, and he calls up, and my secretary said, Tom so-and-so is on the phone. And I picked up the phone. Hey, how are you? What's going on? I haven't talked to you in a while. I got some bad news. Blank passed away. I said, what? I said, how was that possible? 22-year-old kid. Knew him very well. Been to my house numerous times. Heroin. You know, and what I'm learning, and again, this is just like with you, how I learned music. With Linda Ventura, I'm learning about the disease and the epidemic of heroin on Long Island, as I learned with Renee about stroke victims on Long Island. You know, it's very educational for me because I love to learn, but you know, with this kid, they say that heroin is honey in the veins. You know, if you just think about the logic behind that, that high must be so incredible that you keep going back for it. And the thing that they say that kills you is you're always constantly chasing the first high, which you will never get again.
Never get again. Right.
So I don't know. I've never done heroin, so I don't know what it's all about. I hope that I never do. But it's a big problem here in Long Island, and MadHouseTV and MHTV1, along with iTunes USA now, which is the radio station, we allow that. We bring that awareness to people and allow people to come in and talk about issues that under normal circumstances, instead of sitting there and watching NBC or CBS and the Kardashians, this is real life. That's bullshit life.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Absolutely.
that's why we enjoy doing what we do so much.
Absolutely. Well, I for one have had my run-ins with addictions and addicted people, and the problems that it causes families, you know, and I tell you, it's no joke. You know,
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm
no
hearing.
joke.
It's got to be a very difficult thing. Now, going and stepping back into the world of music for a minute, why is it that every time you turn around, it seems that more and more musicians are getting addicted to some sort of a drug or some sort of sleeping pills? Or, I mean, does it start off that way because you are nocturnal when you're in the entertainment business?
To some extent, you know, I think that a lot of people, even though they don't want to get addicted, because of the nature of the business and the life of a musician, they might need to pop pills to get to sleep so that they can do a particular show, you know. And if they continue that kind of activity, they can get addicted to it, you know, that kind of thing.
But I don't think anybody wakes up one day and says, you know what, geez, what, I think today I'm going to become addicted to some sort of a drug. I don't think that happens.
No.
You know, you wake up and you say, oh, God, I got to do this gig tonight. I haven't slept tonight. And you know what? Just give me something just to make me fall asleep. That's how it starts. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So now you wake up and you say, oh, I'm still exhausted. Give me something to wake up. Is that how it starts? So now, I mean, so now you're going from one extreme to the next, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then it brings you to another category of narcotics or addiction.
Right.
And not to mention, you know, I've learned being involved with musicians now over the past 5 years and going to different clubs and clubs, everything seems to revolve around alcohol. That's another issue.
Yeah.
Now, alcohol you could become addicted to the excitement of the alcohol.
So a musician actually lives in the area of addicted people, or people that can be addicted, you know, just by the nature of the business. You know what I'm saying?
So the old expression, you learn what you live. If you live that life, you're going to learn how to be like the people that are
you can
in that area of addiction.
You can.
You said that at one time that you've had battles with this. Is this something that you would want me to ask you, or something you want me to stay away from?
Well, could we come back? We're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll come back to that.
And you'll let me ask you?
Okay.
All right.
We'll be right back.
I think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you? You're doing okay, Mom.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin. Galaxy.
Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds, like supermarket. Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No supermarket can fit.
Hi, I'm Tom Mealy from MadHouseTV, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. And this January 2015, Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at MadHouseTV. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk.
professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, TMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only MadHouseTV.
You are the man.
Hi, I'm Tom Mealy, and I am here today on the Bobby Baby Walker Show, talking with Bobby about music, about how Madhouse TV became so popular, about musicians, and now, in the tail end of the show, I have some personal questions for Mr. Bobby Baby Walker. Welcome back.
Good to be back.
All right. Now, I don't mean to put you in the hot seat.
All right.
And if there's anything that I want to go to, just tell me back off. Now, we've been talking about a lot of issues tonight. And we've been talking about how we got started and musicians and notes and keys and et cetera. We hit on a topic of substance abuse, whether it's alcohol or whether it's pills, or whether it's just smoking a joint, et cetera, that musicians seem to follow in that category of individuals that for somehow drugs, you know, there was an old saying, I forget who said it, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Do you remember who said that?
That was this guy.
Maybe we can hear it from Vicky in the other room. Vicky, do you know who said that? Huh? Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Kiss. Oh, Kiss. Kiss. Is that true?
For the most part, that's why, you know, give you a good for instance, when I decided to get into the music industry, I was very young. I was maybe 13 years old. And the reason I wanted to go into music was because I felt good downing quarts of wine in the street and singing with my friends, and I said, this is really cool.
Did the women come along to that?
Yeah, the women came with that too.
So you had the sex, the drugs being the wine, and the rock and roll being the music.
Right.
So it all correlated together.
Right.
So as a musician, your choice was wine.
At that time.
At that time.
Right.
And then
it progressed to other substances.
Was it because it was easier for you to get high utilizing those substances before you performed? Did you feel you needed it?
I felt that, yeah. In the beginning, I did feel like I needed it to really get the feeling of what I was trying to interpret and convey to people.
But when you started and you were on the street singing at 10 years old or early in your career, you must have sounded great. Do you think that the alcohol affected that sound or perfected the sound?
I would say it helped me to develop the sound.
Really?
Yeah.
It gave you the confidence.
Confidence.
So
right?
being intoxicated gave you confidence.
Right, because I was a very shy kid, you know, like I have a girl throw me a kiss, you know, and I run 3 blocks, run up to the 4th floor, jump under the bed and cry. That was the kind of guy I was.
So the alcohol brought a different person out.
Yeah.
Now, how long did you, after the wine, you got into what was your drink of choice?
Yeah, about 18, I was, you know, pretty comfortable with drinking, you know. And I was actually an alcoholic at the age of 14. And all my friends did it. You know, all my friends that sang did it.
Well, saying you were an alcoholic at the age of 14 years old, when did you realize, at what age did you realize that this has got to come to a stop? Were you in your 20s, your 30s?
Yeah. Because I didn't want to believe it.
You know what? We're getting the key to wrap up, but I got to tell you, we're just getting started. I would love to do this again.
Okay.
You know, because now you've given me so many more questions that I need to ask you that I won't know. And this is not to expose your life, but this is to broaden my my knowledge of what I see and why I see it. So maybe I'll have a different perspective.
Okay. Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you. All right. Again, Bobby, you can end us.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for viewing us, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you.